Welcome back, everyone. So, as we're dealing with death, it's not exactly a joyous article. It starts off with a delivery man, and he's delivering a lot of packages during the busy Chuseok season. So he is going up in the lift to deliver packages on different floors, and he wedges the door open to the lift as he nips out or quickly walks out to each apartment. So it takes quite a while for the lift to travel all the way up and then all the way back down again. When he arrives back on the ground floor, the Grouch is standing there annoyed. Of course, he's angry because the lift took too long and he had to wait. So he kicks the large sort of delivery box that the delivery man has with him and is very aggressive in his action. The delivery man was equally annoyed by this and shoves the old man out of the way. Unfortunately, though, the old man then, the Grouch, fell down because he was drunk, apparently, cracked his head and incurred a severe brain injury. Apparently, the delivery man did try to resuscitate him, but by the time, and he called for the ambulance, but by the time they picked him up, actually, no, I think he died 5 days later in hospital. So, of course, with a man's death on your hands, this was this went to court. But interestingly, many of the residents in the building where the Grouch lived wrote letters asking the judge for leniency for the delivery man. They said that the Grouch was often angry and aggressive towards many of the neighbors. Even his wife pled for leniency in the sentencing. She understood how difficult the Grouch could be. So actually the delivery driver was given a suspended sentence and a chance to not do it again.
Yes.
So an interesting turn of events.
And suspended sentences, I actually learned from this article because I always wondered, like, what exactly is a suspended sentence? I know it's where you don't go to jail, but I was like, oh, it's like you don't go to jail, but if you do something else wrong or the same thing wrong, then it will be like doubly worse. Well, I don't know about doubly worse, but way worse for you.
Yeah.
And I learned that today. Not today, but when I read the article last week. Yeah. So he has a new lease on life, he does.
Yes. And again, we're only going off the basis of this article, but I certainly felt like this delivery man did deserve a second chance. But how did you feel about it?
I agree with the leniency in a lot of ways. I think there's different degrees of murder, right? There's first, second, and third. I don't remember which one is which, but there's the one where it's accidental, the one where it's unplanned, and then there's one where it's planned. And this was definitely accidental, and accidental sentences usually are a lot less than purposeful murder.
And is that manslaughter when it's accidental?
Manslaughter, thank you. Yes, it is called manslaughter. Thanks for the clarification, not murder, manslaughter. And so I feel like this was it. And then also everyone who knew him saying like, look, we understand the delivery driver. We know that he didn't purposefully hurt this person. And this person was already aggressive, already on his way to being injured, possibly in some way, just because he's always drunk and pushing people or whatever. So I think with all that, if we hold on to all that and look at it, then we can understand the judge's sentencing a bit better.
Yeah.
A second chance is probably good. Although you also have to, I mean, I'm sure the delivery driver was going to be very extra careful from now on.
I hope so.
He's going to control that temper because really, you don't need to push back either.
Yeah, I mean, in the article, the author suggested that it's better to ignore these sort of loud, shouting, aggressive, grouchy type people rather than get into an altercation with them. And
of course, if they're hurting you...
it depends how aggressive, you know.
If they're hurting your box, it's like...
Destroying my property?
Yeah, it's well, in America, it's not a fine line. You actually could defend yourself at that point, but I think in other countries, it's a fine line.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
So, an interesting case, and all of you Grouches, be careful.
Yeah.
You don't want them to shove you back.
Just let things roll off your back. Just let it roll off your back, whether someone's being a Grouch or you're a Grouch. Just let it roll off your back. Find your inner peace.
It's not worth dying over.
Never. Never.
Anyway, while we contemplate that, you can take a look at the vocab section, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Hustle.
Hustle.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Epithet.
Epithet.
Shove.
Shove.
Constitute.
Constitute.